Well, I feel like a lot of times in the summer months, that's when we're all looking for a little bit more stuff to do, but it's also when you're kind of tired of coming up with things to do all the time with each other. And that's where...
I don't even know if that's just summer. I just think that sometimes planning for things to do with your partner is... You feel like it's kind of like the dinner problem. Like you're always, what is it going to be tonight? Oh no, we have to make decisions again.
I am deep in the throes of the dinner problem, and it's bad. So if anybody has any, first of all, great, fun, fresh summer recipe ideas, please throw them my way, because I got to dig myself out of this dinner rut. But if you're in maybe a dating idea rut, we've got you covered. We've been kind of doing this for the last week and a half.
This is our second to last grouping. We're going to go through 40 of them. We've got 5 more today. If you want to go back through all of our socials and stuff, you can see a lot of them in there. But this one, it might help with the dinner problem, this first one.
Ooh.
Cook a meal from a country that you both want to visit.
Ooh,
So look something up that's like, native to that place and cook one and like have a little fun night at home.
Traveling the world via the kitchen is one of my favorite things to do. It can be a little tricky depending on where in the world you pick to eat from in this area, just because ingredients are sometimes a little hard to come by, but also sometimes it forces you to get out of this comfort zone because you might find like more Asian-inspired ingredients out of your area. So you kind of build like 2 date ideas. One, the quest to acquire the ingredients.
And then using the things.
But I love that.
All right, so I think that that's a winner for everybody at home, especially if you're somebody that maybe you've already got a trip planned and you want to start getting excited about it, like kind of build the momentum. This next one, write a 10 years from now letter. So like just maybe a little Nostradamus-y here, what you're hoping to see, whether it's in relation to the relationship or just what are you hoping your life's going to look like 10 years down the line.
I like that. I think that's sweet. So is it kind of each of you write your own letter, or are you kind of writing this letter together? I think both ways are cool.
You know what? It doesn't tell us, and I think that both ways make sense.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think sometimes if you're both writing individually and then maybe swapping them, there are always words unspoken, and you kind of get the idea of like, all right, now we can work our way.
I'm going to warn everybody. If you're both writing a 10 years from now letter, if you're not already married, there could be some room for a little bit of friction there where some of you are seeing 10 years from now and where the other one's seeing 10 years from now doesn't seem to quite line up.
Important to know if the visions don't align though.
Listen, it's a good exercise.
It's a great exercise, but it could be a little tense.
Ladies, it might be good for you to know where his 10-year plan is looking. Here we go. This is 33 on the list. Recreate your first date.
Aw, cute. Gosh, what was our first date? I know we did like a little coffee date. I'm trying to think of what was like our first like real date. Do you remember what yours was?
It was probably meeting up at this place that we used to go to anyway, but we met up together and we had a nice night. It was really cute.
Yeah. Man, why I don't know why it's not coming to me, but it might have been it might have been a mini golf date. Like I can't remember which of our activities was truly the first one, but it was fun.
Well, hopefully for this next one, his first question to you isn't, do you remember our first date? But you could ask each other 10 questions you've never asked.
Fun. I like that too. Gets your brain working a little bit. I think it's kind of a less risky version of the letter writing date.
Yes, and I think it would be fun to you both kind of sit down at the table. We don't want everybody peeking.
Don't look. Yeah.
Don't want you to see. I want my own questions. And you each ask 10 questions. I like that idea. There's also what could go along with that. I think it's in the New York Times. You can look up this thing. It's like 50 or 100 questions long of questions you should ask your partner, and it's this whole long list, and it always leads to good conversation. So you could do it that way too. And then our last one for today, and these ones have all kind of been in sort of a similar vein. This one, make a couple's bucket list.
Cute. Fun.
So
I like that too. I think these all feel like, and I feel like honestly these have all been kind of like
they
grouped together throughout the week.
Yeah.
So I feel like these are all kind of those great, just the brain exercises. It gets you either on the same page, or it kind of opens your eyes to, we're not on the same page.
Yeah.
Will we be? Won't we be? But I feel like these are all really great, that if you are on the same page or you're headed the same way, these are really great exercises to bring you closer together.
Yeah, they're really affirming if everything's going right, and maybe if they're not so affirming, maybe that tells you something you need to know.
Yep. But I think I like adding these to the list as well. If you've got any fun date ideas that maybe you and your honey do together, you can send them to us, team@coastlife.com. We love to hear from you. We also love you to chime in, send us your videos of you telling us all about it. We want to hear, we want to see. But we got to take a quick break. There's more Coast Life on the way.